Hey guys, and welcome back to our fourth episode of the Unbothered fan podcast, where we're going to be breaking down the latest episode of the Challenge Double Agents, episode 7, Die Another J. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook groups, the Challenge Unbothered and Reality TV Unbothered. You can also follow us on Twitter, and that is at MTV's The, and that's it. And you'll see that it's the Challenge Unbothered. So, starting off with our newest episode, they're coming back from the crater with the Cam versus Ashley elimination. So as a quick recap of the last episode, Jay and Teresa won the mini final, and Teresa plotted and got the house to vote in Ashley and Corey. And then they voted down Cam and Kyle. It was women's elimination. So it was Ashley versus Cam in some like hanging ring type elimination. Cam wins hands down, and it's going to be a lot of blowback from Teresa and Jay's choices. And that's where we start off with this one. They're coming back from the crater, and Jay's really trying to mop up his mess ASAP with some of the guys like Corey and Kyle, and they're not having it. And I think Corey and Kyle are really milking this "my feelings are hurt" thing. They're really milking it.
I agree.
This is what Kyle does. I mean, like the type of thing that Jay did. Kyle does the same thing. His very first season, he shook Corey's hand and said, "I'm not going to put you down there." And then he says, "I'm putting in Corey. Sorry, I shook your hand."
They all do it.
Exactly.
Do it. Even Cam has done it. And she
they all do it. They all get upset.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Game.
I think Corey and Kyle are a little butthurt considering they didn't even have to compete. Like, I don't even know. Why are you upset? You didn't even have to do anything. Like, Jay basically said, "Yes, I took a risk with it being a women's elimination. Sorry, I didn't give you the wink," or whatever Corey expected. I don't know. Corey's just, his tagline this season is, "I have been betrayed." That's his tagline. And Leroy is very unhappy. And I get it. Leroy, ride or dies for Cam. I would do the same. All the couples do that. So I'm really not upset with him. And I don't think they're upset because she got put in there. They're upset because Teresa boldface lied and made it sound like, "Oh, I'm going to give you the choice because we're like allies and friends. We're gonna help each other out." And she didn't do that. Like, she should have just been like, "I don't know. It might be you. Might be you. Might be Lolo." Like Jay's excuse of, "Oh, well, Leroy, we had to put your girlfriend in because she was the only one who could beat Ashley." You mean Lolo couldn't have done it? Teresa couldn't have done it? Nani probably could have done it. It was in a hall brawl. Like, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, with the way Lolo has been competing, she probably wouldn't be able to do it.
Yes, but I'm just saying on paper, Cam was not the only option. So I'm like, just own up to what you all did. And apparently, go ahead.
Do you think if they said to Cam, "Do you want this one? We'll put you in," would she have taken it?
Probably not, because you really didn't know what the game was going to be. Like, it didn't look like a clear cut thing. That's why I'm like, Teresa should have, but this is what Teresa does. Like, for people who don't watch or have not been watching as long as some of us, this is Teresa. This is what she does. She does this every season. She snakes behind people's backs. She gets people to do her dirty work. And then when she gets called out for it,
she cries.
She's like, "Well, what do you mean? Like, I don't." She did the same thing when she tried to get Laurel voted into an elimination on
I guess that's why I'm not bothered by it, because we've seen it before.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, well, Teresa," like, they're trying to, like, I guess, go to bat for her. And I'm like, y'all don't, this is her game. Like, this is what she does. I mean, that's just the way she plays. Jay's definitely dealing with the blowback from this. I know. Mm-hmm. I did read that Leroy did apologize to him for kind of the way he verbally came at him, and they just edited it out because I guess that's not exciting to see someone apologize.
Aftermath, it was kind of funny because Cam and Jay were joking around and smiling, but then at one point it didn't look like he was joking. Maybe he was, but he flipped Jay off. So I don't know. He still seemed kind of like salty about it.
Like
Maybe.
Cam and Leroy went live with Jay though, like when the show after the show aired yesterday. So
Did they?
yeah, so I think they're all
So Leroy's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Probably just for the cameras.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them get like up in the situation, they get carried away in the situation, and then they usually squash that stuff pretty quickly, especially outside of the show. And of course, we get invested because it's a TV show and that's what it's there for.
Right.
But we do have to remember, like, they're not like really enemies or whatever.
And also only what they show us.
Exactly. It's an editing thing.
Like if you look in the background, Jay and Corey are hanging out talking like they're BFFs while other shit's going down. So clearly Corey's not pissed at Jay.
Yeah, at least not long term. I mean,
Right.
if Corey can get cool with Fessy that fast, and Fessy did stuff that was way worse, then I think him and Jay will be perfectly fine. Teresa does try to get the heat off of Jay because she knows it was mostly her moves and he just was a good partner and went along with it. It doesn't really work. So it just doesn't work. Cam does have her gold skull, but she's, like I said, she's irritated with Teresa's sneakiness. I think some of it's being played up with the cameras because last episode prior when Teresa was like gaslighting her, basically, you could tell by Cam's facial expression, like, I don't believe everything this chick's saying at all.
Cam's smart. She knows.
Oh yeah. So I think she partially expected it. She was probably more irritated, like, you did it. You ended up doing it. Thanks.
Right.
Thanks so much. And then Teresa and CT have a little coffee chat about Ashley going home, and then they start discussing Darrell going in, and CT saying he would like to see him gone, and that's what he would do, because it makes sense. Darrell, even though he really hasn't done a ton yet, he's still can be a threat. I mean, he's still
He's Darrell.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's Darrell. And for those of us who have seen him perform and CT's performed with him, CT knows, like, I can't sleep on this man. This man's in better shape than me. And I know if I can still kick ass and win, Darrell could definitely kick ass and win.
Right.
So they kind of have that little discussion, and Teresa makes a statement like, you know what, I don't need friends in this game. Do you think that would be accurate if you were in this game? Would you feel like you wouldn't need friends, especially this early?
I would want allies, but I still wouldn't trust anybody.
Mm-hmm.
More like frenemies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because
I don't know.
You don't know what the mix-up's going to be. Like if so-and-so wins and they take somebody else, and then are they going to screw you over? Like if somebody takes your partner or what, you just don't know.
Do you think that Teresa's gameplay has changed at all from her other seasons, or do you think she's still playing the same game?
Same game.
Same.
Same game. I don't know.
She's a snake.
I've always liked Teresa up until her beef with Nani, and I was like, oh hell
What's
no.
I'm saying? I'm not mad about it. She did what she thought she had to do to further her game. She didn't care about Jay. Jay should have stood up for himself.
Didn't she talk shit about Laurel with her notebook little thing?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I said that Teresa has done this before when she tried to get everyone to vote Laurel into elimination, specifically Devin. And then when the time came, Teresa conveniently did not vote for Laurel and got Laurel mad at everyone else, but it did not work for her because Devin came for her, and she got called out and confronted by Laurel, and then she went, sorry.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now.
That's what I'm saying.
So
she does this. It's something. I was like, oh, some things never change, even if they haven't been here for a while.
I know we're gonna get to it, but can I just say how much I love Devin and that he mooned everyone?
Yes, we definitely are going to get to that for sure. So after, Teresa and CT have their little coffee powwow contemplation, Fessy tries to apologize to Corey. What are your thoughts on that apology that
I think he
Fessy
was
gave?
doing it just to save his ass because he wants more people on his side because he knows after he pulled that move with Nelson, like, no one really trusts him besides his little big brother alliance. But I think he was just doing it to get more people on his side.
Yeah. I just rolled my eyes. I don't.
Yeah.
And Corey.
Same. Anytime I hear Fessy's name, I'm just like, I just zoned you guys out literally just now. Just kidding. I was like, okay, whatever.
No, I'm right there with you. And a lot of the things that he said just made me roll my eyes. Because I'm like, for this little speech you're giving, your actions on social media over the last couple of weeks when people have been calling you out have been the exact opposite of this. Oh, I'm just misunderstood. I'm just kind of an introvert. No, you just don't have any friends now. Now you're coming with your tail between your legs. And like Devin said, you can't trust these BB players. This is what they do. And he's accurate.
But you can't trust anybody.
And even Kyle.
Not one person on that show is trustworthy. They'll all stab you in the front using your knife.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And even Kyle's like, learn something, idiot. Why would you trust him? Corey's like, well, I'll be cool with them. We'll see how it goes. Okay. This is why you get betrayed all the time. Because of that, for sure. And then they take us to the daily. It's called the aerial takedown. And it's basically this giant net with boulders in it. They do 4 heats and they have to try to knock each other off.
Giant ball sack.
The guys are pussies.
They are.
Right?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Frankie, would you have done it? Too. Or would you have chickened out like most of the guys?
I would have done it. I mean, YOLO. Definitely would have done it.
But of all the things, think of everything they've done. That's what they're afraid of?
Oh, the water's too cold. Things are going to shrink.
Okay.
And I just want to say, I love the way that Kyle says helicopter. I don't like the helicopter, and I don't like the cold water. I'm like, he says helicopter.
Helicopter. I was crying when he said that last night.
I love it. So they basically do 4 heats. Women, men, 5 and 5. Corey obviously has to sit out because he is the rogue agent because his partner went home last time. So he just has to stand in the cold and watch. Heat 1, you have Anissa, Big T, Cam, Nani, and Casey. And that is the order in which they fell off. Cam tried really hard to take Casey out. I give her really big props because Casey is incredibly strong. And props to Nani.
Yeah.
For staying up there as long as she did. And I mean, she held her own against Casey. She really did. I give her props. The second round is men. And all those little pussy chickens stayed attached to the net and did not move. And they all got disqualified. All of them.
All of them.
Did they say if there was a time limit? They didn't say if there was a time limit, huh?
I mean, there had to be because they
got disqualified, but
especially if you see that nobody's trying to do anything, why would you keep them up there any longer? Like, that's ridiculous.
Least fake it.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they all DQ.
Yeah.
Darrell.
What was funny is I feel like Darrell was the only one that was legitimately scared.
Yeah.
I feel like he was scared. Everybody else was just like, whatever.
The rest of them are just pussy chickens.
Yeah.
And Fessy with his big ego, he probably could have if he tried, I think he probably would have won, but.
Right. But he probably was like, well, my partner fell in first, so screw it. I'm just not going to try. What a jackass. Anyway, so Heat 3 is women, and in this order is the order in which they fell off. Amber M, Lolo, Gabby, Amber B. She fought really hard with Teresa to stay on, but ultimately she kind of like falls when it like hits the water, and she kind of gets knocked off. And Teresa ends up winning that heat. They didn't show this. I'm pretty sure Teresa probably had more in-depth conversations with those girls in her heat, because Lolo fell off way too fast, way too easily. She could have taken each one of those women off on her own.
They all did. They all dropped easy.
And
Except
I think
Amber B.
Except Amber B.
Yeah.
So the final heat, the only men who try anything are Jay and Leroy. And I really think a lot of it had to do with Jay knowing that Teresa just won her heat, and he knows he needs to win so they can be safe and he can be safe and all that good stuff. So definitely interesting.
Michi should get a participation point for falling off at least.
Poor guy.
We'll give him a gold star for participation. we can definitely do that. And I did write as a little note, I definitely understand why Teresa played her heat the way that she did. Again, she's trying to protect her partner because he's basically becoming the collateral damage for her decision and what she wanted from the previous episode. But I am so happy that Amber B was like, nah, because I want to make sure my dude's protected too. Like, it's not just about you guys. And she got more camera time. Thank you. Finally. So I was definitely happy. And ultimately, Casey and Leroy won by 1 second.
1 second. It's crazy.
1 second. Like, you know that the challenge gods are not in your favor when you lose by 1 second. Like, it just wasn't meant to be. That sucks. Oh, I was heartbroken.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Not even gonna lie. And then we see Teresa gets upset because Amber B didn't do what she wanted. And this is where I'm like, did they have a more in-depth conversation than that little bit they showed us when they were waiting to go in for their heat about like how they were going to do this? And Amber B was like, you know what? No, I don't want to go along with this. And now Teresa's mad at her. Anybody know?
I have a question, probably for Pam. Is she the only one that watched Big Brother?
I did.
So was Amber B, she seems so chill and like nice, and was she like that on Big Brother, or we just haven't seen her bitch side? Or
Kind of. She was more just trying to stay away from Caleb because Caleb was stalking her the whole time.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
It's Beast Mode Cowboy. You might have heard that name, but he was obsessed with her. So we really didn't get to see her true self, but she's pretty much the same thing, laid back. She cried a lot on Big Brother.
I really, really like her though.
She's a
her
sweetheart.
season of Big Brother was a few seasons back, like 4 or 5 at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was on season 16.
Yeah,
Okay.
she seems to be a lot more soft-spoken than I would have thought. I don't watch Big Brother, so this is my first time seeing her. And she does seem to be a little bit more soft-spoken. It could have to do with being a rookie, or like I said, maybe that's just how she is naturally. But
I think that's just how she is naturally. Also, I thought it was a really weird decision on production's side to pick her because her season was so long ago. So like, I don't know. I just thought it was weird because like it's not really relevant like the newer Big Brother people, which is probably why they don't associate with her that much. But
maybe
worked out for them to pick her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, with the amount of people that they were trying to get in COVID, it could just be kind of how the cards
that's true.
landed, like availability and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? So after the daily elimination happened and Teresa's all irritated, they have Igloo Club time. That's what I call it. And poor Jay is just straight isolated from everyone. Him and Teresa are lone wolves in their own little boats.
Yep.
No one else around them. And sweet Gabby kind of sympathizes with Teresa and talks to her, and basically is just kind of like, I heard this, that you had this plan to throw in Darrell and Amber B and what's going on, and there's confusion, and it sets Teresa off. And she goes Teresa nuclear, and she demands talk to Darrell, and he's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm not stupid. And then she tries to confront Amber B, and she's like really upset with Amber. Like, I'm really so confused why she's that upset with Amber. So I'm like, did they cut something out?
Well, they cut a lot of stuff out, so who knows?
I know, and that's why I'm like, again, stop editing out the necessary pieces. Like,
Right.
we need building blocks. The Corey and Fessy conversation, y'all could have cut that. That was useless. And then give us this so we can understand why Teresa's as upset as she is. And like I said, poor Jay, supervillain Teresa. And I just said that a lot this episode. It's like, poor Jay.
Yeah.
Poor Jay.
Felt bad
Oh,
for him.
Yeah. But then we get to the good stuff where Devin tells Fessy, honestly, we don't want you to win. Duh. And Kyle's like, yeah, we don't want you to win. And then Fessy's like, no one wants to see me win. No. Duh. Why would we want to see you win? If you win, I don't.
Exactly.
Why would I help you? You already have an advantage. No thanks. And Devin and Kyle stirring the pot. Stirring. And it gets really good. I loved this scene. I'm loving these arguments. They are so stupid. And it's always between the guys. And they're so entertaining. Fessy gets way too riled up, it's so easy. That's why they do this, because it's easy. It's
Of
easy to get
course.
riled up. It's easy to get Josh riled up. And when you're in a house with nothing, you need entertainment. And that's how you get your entertainment. Even Anissa is like, no, like, dude, you need to calm down. Fessy's like, who's gonna see me in there? Not your bitch ass. Not your bitch ass. Not your bitch ass. And Kyle's like trying to play around them, and then Fessy just flips and like tries to get in a fight with him. And then Josh is like, whoa, guys. Whoa. We can't do this.
I hate Josh.
I'm like, are you security now? Did you get a pay grade? You're usually involved. And then, of course, not to be outdone when it comes to dramatics, Josh then gets into it with Kyle and Devin. And throws water at Kyle. And Kyle's like, all right, dude.
I don't think it was directed at Kyle.
It was
I think it was more
him and
at Devin.
It was both of them, because they were both
The
like.
thing that cracks me up though is like, if you've never been on the challenge before and you've done any homework, which you should, which means you should have watched all the old episodes, you know how Devin is. So just don't engage him. It's good TV for us, because I love it. I love Devin. I think he's hysterically funny, and I wish I could get under people's skin like he does. But you should know that, and you just walk away. But they don't do that.
I think Devin just wants to be relevant every episode, so he does stuff to start
I don't
shit.
think that's the case at all. I think Devin's like that in real life. I think he's just an instigator, and I think he gets off on it. And I love that about him. I think it's hysterical.
I just know if I knew Devin in real life, I'd be knocking him out. Like, because he's just to me, he just starts everything, and then everybody else gets in shit, and he sits back and he laughs and he shows his ass.
And see, I would hang out with Devin all the time because that stuff makes me laugh.
Me and Devin would be like BFFs in real life.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I know Josh, I know Fessy and all of them because I watched that show, and I just see how Devin acts, and I'm sitting there thinking, dude, if you were to do that in real life and security was not there to protect your ass, you'd be flat on the ground. Like, I honestly think
But
that
that's-
Fessy would
But
knock
that's what
him
I'm
out.
saying. I feel like Devin does that in real life. I think that's just who he is. He likes to piss people off and push them as far as he can.
That's why him and Kyle get along so well, because
Exactly.
the UK people are used to that back and forth. We've seen it when they've had more UK people. They take pokes and digs at each other, but they laugh it off. And Devin gets along with them because he does the same thing.
Exactly.
And when you give him a reaction, it just motivates him to mess with you more.
And that's my type of humor. I love that.
Yeah, I would love to have a beer with Devin and Kyle, and I would just banter each other back and forth. Oh,
yes.
I just
Fun fact.
Like
that would be my dream.
Everybody.
What's
I'd be
that?
flying across the table at them.
Sitting there with his feet on the door and just like showing his ass, and oh my god. Oh, that was so funny. I was laughing hard.
Fun fact though, we all know I'm an instigator as well, and we do like to push people. This has happened to me twice in my life, and I never thought it would happen, but it's happened to me twice. Probably gonna happen again. Where we push people. I've been unexpectedly punched in the face twice in my real life from doing that. So, but is it gonna stop me from instigating? No. So if Devin happens to get his ass beat, is it gonna stop him from instigating? Probably not. So
it's like it comes with the territory. I know this happens.
When this is over, I want to hear the stories of why you're punched in the face.
I will tell them to you.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
Yes. So, like Caitlin was saying, as they get into this argument back and forth, Devin shoves his ass up against the glass pane and trying to antagonize Fessy further. Fessy did not see it though. I noticed he didn't see it. Instead, he was getting antagonized when Devin was like putting his shoes up to the glass, and then was like just being a total drunk instigator. Josh starts in with it. Kyle wants to punch him in the face, and then CT's like, yeah, well, we all do. He's a giant man child. What do you expect? Is he worth it? Go punch him. Go ahead. And Kyle's like, you know what? CT's right. I'm not doing it. And it's true. He's like, he's a giant man child. This is what he does every episode. You want to talk about trying to stay relevant every episode? Exhibit A is Josh. I think he's broken his record for arguments and dramatics this season than on every any other season he's done on the show.
He has not cried.
Convinced.
And if he hasn't cried as much as he has last year.
He's
That's
still
true.
there. Give him time.
I still can't believe
Don't cry.
still went on with the Big Brother sucks.
Big Brother sucks.
That pisses me off as a fan. That really pisses me off.
A fun fact. So I listened to the Challenge Mania episode that they just released where they talked to Devin, and Devin was like, I don't even know why I shouted. He's like, but I did not think it was gonna piss. It's like, I've never met people from a TV show who get so offended when you tell them that TV show sucks. He was like, it was literally a joke, and then because of how irritated they got, that's why he kept doing it. And then he's like, but my God, staying in that house for over 3 months to do that, he's like, I couldn't do it. So he just said
It'd be
it to
just
be an
like
ass,
someone
and I think
coming.
it's funny.
It'd be just like him going on to another show and competing, and someone looking at him and telling him, "Well, the challenge sucks."
But he wouldn't care.
And the people that are watching it
He wouldn't care.
But the challenge fans would. The challenge fans would, that somebody else who doesn't really necessarily watch the show saying that. Like, the challenge fans would come up and would be defending him and would be upset as well.
But if you're a Big Brother fan and you're gonna get offended by people saying that because you're a challenge fan too. Like, if I was watching Big Brother and someone said, "Oh, the challenge sucks," I wouldn't care because I'd still watch the challenge. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, it does, but you have to see the other point too. Like, saying like a show that made these people and saying that their show sucks.
Devin.
Pardon?
I mean, but it didn't make like Devin. Devin's from Are You the One? And Are You the One sucks. And Devin probably go, yeah.
It does, exactly.
But
Yeah,
I've
it
won.
does.
So who cares?
And I'm gonna say this, it's probably gonna piss Pam off. I've only watched one season of Big Brother. It was the last one. It was awful. I was so
It was.
And
I
it did
agree.
suck.
I agree.
So
But then
I
again, you have
am
to
gonna-
look at it
I am
COVID,
gonna
right?
give it another chance though. I will give it another chance.
You have to give it a chance when it's all new players, because like this last season really did suck. I agree with the people that was on the show, but it's just normally it's not that bad.
Imagine
Yeah.
from Big Brother.
I've seen it a few times before this past season, and it never catches my attention long enough. I'm gonna try it again when they have a regular season come out, but I don't mind the social and political aspect, but what I like about my brain gets bored easily. And the reason why I like the challenge is it gives you several different aspects consistently.
Yeah.
Consistent. I would love the live feeds. Now, granted, this show is taped and then edited, but it would be cool if they like released unedited feeds when they air the show
Right.
from then. But of course, and people be like, well, how do we know it wasn't edited? Blah blah blah. So who knows? Anyway, so Josh starts in with Devin and Kyle. Like we said, Josh ends up pushing Devin.
Best moment.
And because well, he's lucky that he didn't get sent home, because typically when you get physical with someone, unless it's really bad, they will ask the person who's the victim if they want that individual to go home. And chances are they had that discussion with Devin. Devin, of course, probably like, no, I'm
Right.
fine. He just pushed me. He didn't hit me. But Josh is upset. Why are they targeting my alliance? Because you're an alliance and they're not in it. Like, just like you would target their alliance. Like, that's what happens when you're in a show with multiple alliances. You come from Big Brother. You should know this. Hello.
Josh is too dumb to
We know.
get that.
Yeah, he's just
Like
trying to
Devin
be
said, at least
relevant.
I know I'm a layup.
Right.
You could at least admit it too.
Right.
I love that Devin said that, because that would be me. At least own it.
Well, not only did he say he was a layup, but I'm less of a layup than Josh.
True though, like
That was the best part.
look at their elimination records.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least Devin's been to a final.
Mm.
True.
He's got that. He went to a final on his first season. I mean, and he's taken out Bananas. He's
Yep.
taken out Wes. I mean, but that's why I like Devin, is because he doesn't try to make himself seem like something he's not. Like, he's like, yeah, I suck. I'm great at puzzles, but don't put me in a physical elimination or
Exactly.
competition. I might fail, but it's okay. And he like pokes fun at himself. And I do like that.
Yeah, he's just so effortless. Like, you could tell that's how he is in like real life, and like a lot of like the other people are just doing it for the camera. Like Josh,
Yeah.
Bessie, like
Yeah.
I would never hang out with them people in real life. Like, you guys
Oh,
seem
absolutely
like a
not.
real lame time to me.
Yeah, like I'd rather get drunk with Devin at his brewery.
Yeah.
So Nani kind of pushes Josh away, which is good, because if he would have kept going, let's say he would have tried to put his hands on Devin again, he would have sent himself home. So then it cuts to the next morning with Casey talking to Fessy about his behavior. And like Casey said, she's like, these MFers don't know how to act. In her alliance, she's in an alliance with people who cannot keep themselves under control. And it just puts a target on her back. Like, she's lucky she's partnered with Leroy. She's really lucky.
Yeah.
Because if she was still with Fessy, I don't know if the house vote would have went the way that it did. So anyway, Devin apologizes to Gabby for his antics, which I appreciate. You know, he can admit, well, okay, I got a little carried away, you know, especially because we don't want it to paint a target on our backs with the house vote coming up. And we've seen it happen before. Everybody's like, all right, we're going to vote in so-and-so. And then something drama happens the night before. And everyone's like, you know what? We're going to vote for you now because we don't like what you did last night. And Amber B has a chat with Jay and Teresa. And I really like this because you don't see it a lot on the challenge, where she's like, you know, I don't like to talk when things are heated. I wanted to give it a night of being calm. And she was very calm. She was like super adult. And they basically buried it. And that's when Teresa makes the connection that the only person she ever talked to about Darrell ever going in is CT.
CT.
Now let's not forget, we all love Dad Bod CT, but he's been playing this game a long time. And he has socially refined his game. He knows what he's doing, and nobody's going to get mad at him because they don't want to like risk angering him or seeing him in elimination. And Jay's not super happy to hear that his partner was discussing plans with somebody that wasn't him.
Well, yeah, and it's like CT said, it doesn't matter what he says, he's just gonna deny it anyway.
Yeah.
And I saw people online, oh my God, CT lied, blah blah blah. Everybody lies. They all lie.
I'm like, y'all really haven't been watching this very long.
Exactly. Thank you.
Like CT has always, like, since he's matured and not beat everybody's face in who looks at him weird, he's had to finesse his social game, and he has, and having the kind of status he has and this history he has, it does definitely benefit him. And we see that in the deliberation after Devin apologized. Jay tries to plead his case, which doesn't work.
Right.
And Teresa out CT about the Darrell and Amber thing. Of course CT is going to deny because he knows they're not going to believe her.
Exactly.
I like how Teresa's like, I have receipts. I was wearing a Lululemon top.
She's like, I can't wait till they show this and they show that you're lying. And he does indirectly in his confessional admit that he may have, he did, spread that discussion around to other people. And he's going to deny it to her face because that's what you do. Oh, yeah, that was me, guys. Why? So they can vote him in?
And what does it matter? Because even afterwards, people are still going to dislike Teresa, but they're still going to like CT.
Exactly.
So.
Cam and Teresa have a little disagreement. Doesn't matter. Surprise, surprise. The House votes in Jay and Teresa. And Casey and Leroy get that information along with who voted for him. And Leroy contemplates going against Jay to get his skull. I was not prepared for this episode. Due to previous spoilers, I thought this was going to be a different elimination.
Yep.
And I was going to have some time to prepare myself for this episode.
Same.
No time. I was very conflicted. I love Jay. And I also love Leroy. And I would love nothing more than to see Leroy do well. I just hate that it's coming down to what it's coming down to.
I know, that's the thing that sucks because I like both of them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was rooting for both of them. So.
yeah. I mean, the only silver lining, which I mean we're going to get to, is knowing that this is Leroy's last season. I know Jay is, as long as Jay gets a call, and I'm sure
He'll
he
be
will,
back.
he'll be back.
Sure.
He has plenty of chances. It's only second season. This is like Leroy's 10th or 11th, like, and we know that this was his last. So sorry, Jay, you're just gonna have to go home this season. But elimination time. Obviously, they come out and say, "Oh yeah, Jay and Teresa are the house vote," but there's a major plot twist, and I love it. TJ calls out the men, all but two, for being a bunch of pussies.
The boys
For not being men, for being boys. And as CT said, he is the challenged dad. TJ is the challenged dad, and it's like you disappointed your father. And they should be disappointed. The women outperformed them.
Totally.
Completely. 100%.
Yeah.
Amber M and all of them.
I'm just glad they got called out because now they won't do that crap in the future.
Yeah. So the plot twist is everybody who didn't try, their vote gets discarded. So all the guys.
Honestly, it didn't matter.
It didn't
really, but still, I
was hoping.
I know. What would have been kind of cool is if the plot twist would have been the people who did try are safe, which would have obviously meant Jay and Teresa would have been safe. And then those who didn't try are now the ones up for elimination. Now you have to make a vote right here and now to put one of them in. That would have been a better twist.
Yeah.
Because then that really would have changed the game. This didn't. And as Jay,
I still wish they would just do whoever came in last goes in automatically.
Yes. Can we bring that back next season, producer?
I wish
Somebody
they would bring
tweet
that back.
Yeah. And then that way you don't have these scenarios where they all just hang there like a bunch of lump logs.
Exactly.
Because they know not all of them are going to have to go in. Like, it's ridiculous.
Can we rewind for a second?
Sure.
Just for a quick second. To where Casey and Leroy, I said her name wrong. Furniture and Leroy were talking, and they were talking about, oh, Leroy, if you don't go in, who's your second? And they said Nom. So you think that makes Nom the bottom of the totem pole, or what'd you guys think about that?
I think
Yeah.
because
I thought that was out of
Nam
left
and Jay
field.
were friends. It's because, like Nam said, Jay was really the only person he was really good friends with in the house. And they probably knew that. And just like they've been doing this season, they've been pitting friend against friend.
Now,
I think that-
do you
that would've
think
been fun.
Nom or Jay would have won?
Jay.
Absolutely, Jay would have won.
Jay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of body mass
A lot of body weight.
for that kind of, honestly, if I'm honest, anyone other than Leroy would have lost against Jay.
I gotta be honest with you. I
Except
really thought
maybe
Jay,
Kyle.
I really thought Jay, being a rock climber, was gonna take it, but Leroy freaking beasted out, especially at the end.
He had a serious fire in his belly, and I think hearing Cam cheer him on,
Yeah.
and hearing his the fact that they stretched this out, but the fact that the elimination took less than a minute.
I know.
What does that say about just Jay? Like, look at Jay. Like, that is huge.
You guys, at the end when Leroy won and Cam was just like, oh my God, they're so cute.
They have a super
warms my
supportive
heart.
relationship. I do love it.
So
And that's
supportive,
why,
so loving.
and that's why I love them, because I'm like, I would
Yeah.
want a boyfriend that supported and encouraged me like that, because I'm that kind of girlfriend. So
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Leroy did do the same elimination?
Yes.
He did.
Exes?
He did.
But that was so long ago, and he is older now, and he has more
Right.
body mass because he is stronger. But I think just the fire, and that he's like, okay, I have done this kind of elimination before, so maybe like muscle memory, and the fire of wanting to win to get his skull. The fact that Cam was cheering him on. Anybody else would have probably lost. That
Maybe it was like riding a bike. Once you do that elimination, you don't forget how to do it.
Yeah, definitely against anyone else, Jay would have 100% won.
I agree.
For sure.
I don't think anybody else.
Even Jay was like, where did Leroy come from? Because he
Jay was like, I was in the front and then I lost.
Yeah. Yeah. That was crazy. He was like a machine.
I think Jay will probably get to a final in either his third or fourth season.
I honestly don't see Jay winning.
I'm not
sure final.
Is he gonna puzzles?
Final. I don't know.
He was on Survivor.
He was on Survivor.
Yeah, he was on Survivor.
Yeah.
If they get rid of the skull thing, I think he could definitely find his way towards the final. Plus, when you have dudes like Leroy retiring, let's be real, Bananas is going to probably retire at some point soon. Wes, like Wes probably going to take a couple of seasons off. When you get these real big, heavy hitters out, Jay again, as long as Jay doesn't have to go against Fessy in a hall brawl or a ring like grab thing, a pure physical competition, I think Jay could definitely outtake a lot of these guys because he has the endurance. I mean, him and Teresa won the final.
Jay won 2 skulls last season.
Yeah,
he beat
did.
CT. He sent CT home.
He did. Because luckily for him, it wasn't like head on physical, but it was enough physical and it was some strategy that allowed him to win. So I think Jay, I don't know if he'll win a final as a single competitor. I think he would do better with a decent partnership or in like a small team for sure. But
he'll get to like run the final.
Oh, I think he could make it to a final.
Yeah.
Once all those guys retire, it's my time to shine.
Go, Frankie.
We're going to be in there together as rookies. It's almost 40 rookies. We've been watching for like 30 years, man.
We'll do our own challenge.
Yes.
Me and Frankie will battle each other.
It'll be on the
Tia, we're on the same team because we love Devin and Kyle.
Oh, yay.
We are the Devin and Kyle of this Unbothered podcast.
I'll be on the other side of the house.
Hating Devin.
If we got Devin or Kyle on here, I would pee myself.
Kyle would be impossible.
And then I would pass out.
I don't know how I would handle that. I may have to be on permanent mute for that whole conversation.
I'm working on it. Don't worry.
Kyle, I just ask him about his teeth. That's all. And his puppy.
Okay. Look, I love Kyle as much as anyone, but those teeth are distracting. I'm not gonna lie.
So,
I had a thought in my head. I'm gonna let it go out the window though.
oh God. Okay, so for our final segment is the good, the bad, and the ugly of our episode. So for me,
Wait, Nadine, you didn't say who's the new partners are.
oh yeah, thank you. Sorry, I
Yeah.
got so wrapped up in Jay. So Leroy sticks with Casey. Yes. And then Corey is now with Teresa.
He looked real happy about that too.
Poor Corey.
Toxic tea.
Toxic tea.
But even Teresa's like, every partner Corey's had has lost, so my time about to be up.
Yep.
It's ticking.
That was hilarious.
Toxic tea. I like that. Thank you, Frankie, for reminding me. See, that's how bad it is. So good, bad, and the ugly. Yes, thank you. Dan Bram would say. So for me, the good is, of course, the music. And I really like the mix of drama that they mixed in with the competition, and the elimination was fire. However, I do have one complaint about this elimination. I don't understand why this elimination was like twice. Was this like twice the length of the female version in the first episode?
That's what TJ said. It was longer. Yeah.
But I don't understand why. Like, you don't think the women could have done that long?
Yeah, I mean they did it.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't know why they gave the guys a longer. And let's be real, like Ashley and Natalie, height-wise, are not much smaller than Jay and Leroy.
Yeah.
Okay, so picture it. Everyone's in their meeting in the production room. They're like, we need one more elimination. Random intern. Fire escape, but longer. Brilliant! Here's a raise.
Now you can be
That's how I imagine it went down.
Very, very possibly. Very possible. I mean, it's not abnormal for them to use the same style elimination.
Yeah.
But like I could understand if it was a thing where they had to carry a certain amount of weight. You know, I understand realistically men having more weight than the women, but this kind of thing, I don't understand it. Whatever. That was my only complaint about that. The bad
drama. That's all.
Yeah, I guess. Could you imagine if it was like the same length as the women's? It would have been like a 30-second elimination.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of 55.
I mean, the thing is too, like you look at that and you go, oh, well, that might be one of the easier things, but really it's not. Like I could never do it. I could never do it. I couldn't get first to pass hump. Pass the first hump.
I'd be like, cut me down. Gravity's pulling on my spine. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Do you guys think with editing they like doubled Cam's like voiceover because it was so fast? Where Cam's like, "Come on, Lee," and she only probably said it like twice, and they're just like reusing her same voiceover for like 5-minute elimination we got on TV.
No.
That's funny.
I'm just having random thoughts. I'm sorry.
Go, Frankie, go.
So for me, the bad portion was Teresa versus the house. It's just kind of painful to watch after a while. And then the ugly was the men's performance during the daily. That was ugly.
For sure.
Don't do it again. These men are not impressing me this season. Very few of them are actually doing anything impressive in the dailies.
Yeah.
They're mostly bitching and crying at the house. I don't know what happened. Like maybe COVID really affected them. I don't know.
Soft.
What are your guys' thoughts on this episode? I thought it was a pretty good one.
That was a great episode. Loved it.
Yeah, it was good. I just think that people need to stop complaining about going down for the elimination and then bitching about it for the whole rest of the night. TJ at any point in time could say, I'm changing things up. We're done. We're starting a final tomorrow. And whoever doesn't have a skull, see you later.
Sure.
And then are they... Mm-hmm. I would love to see that. That would really spice things up and make people think like, damn, we really need to step it up and go down. Like I give Leroy props. I think him and Fessy are the only two that actually said we're going down to get our skulls.
No, Fessy
Fessy.
asked to get voted in.
Yeah.
Fessy got voted.
Oh, okay. I thought he.
Leroy-
Fessy had 2 chances to put himself in
Okay,
eliminations.
okay.
He probably could have won.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
Leroy manned up. He
Yeah.
He's the only double
had
agent.
some
who
balls
Okay.
has
and
put
said, "I'm gonna
himself
do it." Yeah.
Well, yeah. Even TJ
And he
told him,
did
he was
it.
like, "You came down and you got your skull like you should."
That's right.
And but
When
also, I
TJ
hope they
brings
never.
it.
I also hope they never bring the skulls back because I hate it. I personally hate it.
I don't mind it, but yeah, like just filter it in with the rest of the rotation of different themes on how to win and get to a final. Like the only reason why I think they did it again was because they wanted to fine tune and tweak some of the ways they had it
Bears, yeah.
last season.
But like
'cause they
last
know they
season,
dropped it.
I didn't like that Jay won a skull and then they kept
He
throwing
had
him
to go in
in,
3
and throwing
times.
him in. I feel like if you win it one time, maybe you should be, safe.
Is there someone
Or
this
if you-
season that goes down twice and wins twice? Do you guys know? We're a spoilers group. Sorry, spoiler alert
I'm
ahead.
not sure.
Is there?
Is there
Fessy.
what now?
It's Fessy because Fessy and Kyle have to go. Fessy and Kyle, they have to go up against each other and right before the final because that's when Kyle gets his arm broken or
Wait,
something.
what was the question? Sorry.
Like what happens with that second skull if someone goes down
You
against 2
just
skulls
retain
this
it.
season?
Oh.
Or they
the
would just
other-
lose it.
If you get more than one skull, if you go in and lose, then you lose one skull and still keep the other one and keep going. But my only thing with the skulls is like TJ shouldn't have said, okay, there's only 10 gold star or skulls. He should have said skulls. And when
There's a
we're ready to run the
limited-
final, I'll let you know.
A limited
Yeah, like don't say
amount.
there's 10. Yeah, like
Yeah.
last year he didn't say how many there was. And this year he says there's 10. So now we know there's 4 left.
Let's keep in mind that that's production telling TJ what to say.
Yeah.
And TJ's
Aw.
reading a script. I love TJ, but I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know
so-
if they asked him for any input in any of these things, but he's really
TJ's
good.
had some
Qualified.
music playing on his Instagram, like just FYI. Oh, and
He's
if anyone
quarantined.
wants to check it out, Theo has video of him working out, and it's everything that you would think it would be. So
Speaking of
FYI.
skulls, let's admire Tia's skull sweater she's wearing.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Very in theme.
I love skulls.
Good job. Did anybody see the not the recap, the preview for next week's episode? My DVR cut off. So
Caitlin did.
So all I saw was it was a mud pit, and I think it was like all the girls going against each other. And Lolo said, "Fuck you, Anissa," and CT and Big T like they had like a little like confessional thing outside, and then CT was saying like there's no fucking point, and he walked off pissed off. So I don't know what went down, but it seems interesting. Like they're all going against each other.
Big T's in trouble.
Aw, poor T.
I mean, CT's probably just frustrated because, like you said, Big T's an anchor, and he was kind of regretting not taking Cam as his partner in the beginning.
Maybe he should win and take somebody else then.
Maybe he should. I agree. Do we have any questions, Caitlin, that we want to do? Okay. We
We'll
can do
do
like, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so this one's from Trista, and it's kind of like, it's like 3 questions in one, but it's like really good because they're like all the same categories. So there's no point in asking them like separate times. She said, who do you think is the worst ever challenger? Who's your favorite challenger, and who's your least favorite challenger? So the worst, your favorite, and least favorite.
Favorite, worst, least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Someone go before me.
That's hard. I gotta think about that one.
Hard.
I think the worst challenger was Siobhan. Isn't that her name? The one that jumped in the water.
Popped her boob.
She popped her
I
boob.
do.
I think Cameron was worse than her. Cameron just never tried and just
I was gonna
quit
say, at
before an
least Siobhan
elimination.
tried. I'd have to think about who would be the worst.
Who's the one that called the cops? Is that Joe? Is that her name? Like one of the She's
Joe.
the worst.
Seriously?
Yeah. This was like on a really, what was it, like the first duel?
It was before the duel, I think.
I don't know. It was, I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Yeah, she was like, it was like her first season of the challenge, and she hadn't been on reality TV in
I
like
totally
10 years
forgot
or
about
something. And she could not deal with the party environment. And they were in like, what, I think they were in Trinidad and Tobago. And she just like flipped out, called the cops, said they were refusing to let her leave. Like, that was nuts.
Oh my
Like,
God.
that was crazy.
Also, there was also the guy from the island. What was his name?
Can we just
I've
put
only
the
watched that
island
once.
aside and like not talk about it? Because it's probably the worst season.
Yeah,
It is the worst season.
I only saw it for the once, and that was when it came out, and I did
Yeah.
not like it.
I think
Their
I think
attempt at a
everyone
Survivor
across the board
crossover.
agrees that was by far the worst season. Should just forget about that one.
My favorite
So-
is Nani and Devin currently. Let's talk about let's do that. Let's do currently. Currently worst, currently favorite, currently
Like on this
favorite.
season.
Like currently, like let's do like past 4 seasons because that's gonna make it a lot easier
Oh, past
for all
4.
of us.
Theo and Kyle,
Okay. Wait.
for sure. I think
your
everybody
favorite.
knows what mine are.
Everyone knows mine.
Everyone knows mine. Nani, Devin, currently.
So my favorites are Cara Maria, duh, and for another female is Jenny
Love
West, and for the guys it's always been Leroy and now Jay.
Pam? Are you
My
solid?
favorite is
Oh,
Jay
Lena.
and Bananas. I really got into Bananas last year. He was awesome. The worst this season is Devin.
Devin. I knew you were gonna say Devin.
And what was the other one?
Least favorite. We also need to say our least favorite.
So her least favorite is Devin. Her favorite is Bananas, and then worst player.
Worst
the seasons you
player?
have seen. Yeah.
The seasons I've seen, I don't really know who the worst player would be. Like, I've only watched the last 2 seasons. So, like, I don't know. Rogan?
Interesting.
I mean,
Just to get his name out there.
he was bad his first season.
Yeah.
Well, he hurt Jay last year, so I'm not
He
too fond of
Crapped
him.
out in the first challenge or whatever, the run.
I'm so dream back.
So, my least favorite.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of hard because I don't really like a lot of them.
I mean, like, how far back do you go?
My least favorite is
like,
Jordan.
If we're going like way old school, I hate Julie Stouffer. Like, I hate her. I hate her face. I hate her personality. She's
Yeah.
the worst. But she's not relevant now. So
No.
Out of the
Yeah.
last 4 seasons.
for worse,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For you think the worst is?
God, I don't know.
Probably.
Favorite also
What's that?
least favorite and worst.
See, I'd have to think about that. I'd have to think about that hard.
Yeah.
I don't like Rogan. I know people like him, but I don't like him.
I don't like them either.
But I don't think he's the worst.
Yeah. My least favorite is Jordan, and I think the worst is Josh.
Wait, who's your what was the first one? Jordan?
My least favorite is Jordan, and I think the worst player is
I
Josh.
think-
I mean,
You know what? I'm gonna steal that. Josh is my worst and my least favorite.
Mine least favorite
Poor
is
Josh.
Tori and Kaylee or Kayla, however you fucking say that bitch's name. I can't say all 3 of them.
well, you have to
Kayla?
specify because there's a Kayla and a
And a
Kaylee.
Kaylee.
Kaylee is from
Oh,
the
no,
UK.
Kaylee. No, it's Kayla.
Okay.
Hey, love.
Yeah,
Oh, we
Kayla.
love Kayla.
No, we don't.
Is
what's
Kayla
also
the one that
really
made out
happy-
there?
Yeah. I'm
What's
also
wrong
really
with
happy
Kayla?
no one said Amanda. That's surprising.
She
Yes, Amanda.
was there.
What's that?
She's kind of tied for my least favorite because for female, she is my least favorite. I mean, hello, I'm a Cara fan, and she told Cara she wanted her horse to die, and I'm an animal lover.
Yeah, that was
You will never get off my crap
That's
list.
the only thing I
Sorry.
disagree
Or a lot of-
with her.
Family issues or something, but that's not as bad as she didn't wish death upon anything. You know, if she would have wished death upon like a family member, then yes, I'd understand wishing death upon her horse. But she literally just brought up like a past issue with someone's family. If someone brought up my past history with my family, I wouldn't say, "Oh yeah, I hope your fucking cat dies" or something. Like that's just too far.
Yeah. Amanda's always been extra though.
Amanda
That's just what
lives
she does.
15 minutes that way of me.
Go get her.
Oh, computer app.
She's not
Maybe
in
you'll
Jersey?
see her at the grocery store or something.
No, we definitely.
I thought she lived in like New Jersey.
No, she's here in Denver,
Oh, okay.
or like
Huh.
Westminster, a suburb of Denver. I live in downtown, so she's like. Because
Do you
I used
have
to.
other questions?
I also used to go to her boyfriend's barber shop to get my hair cut. Fun fact. Before the
Baby
whole
daddy
cheating
boyfriend?
scandal happened. Yes.
Mhm.
All right,
Mm.
Kaylin, go on.
This one's from Corrington. He said, "Who do you feel should be on the challenge this season, and who would you remove? Who would you remove so your choice could take their place?"
Ooh, good question.
I'm going
Corrington.
first. I'm going first. Jenny West should have been on this season. Okay, y'all already know that I'm still very upset that she was not, that she was made a freaking alternate.
Yeah.
Okay, who would I have gotten rid of to put her on there? Nicole, bye.
I would have got rid of Tori and replaced her with Kara.
Wait, you would have gotten rid of who?
Tori and replaced her with Kara.
Oh, you don't like Corey?
Tori.
Tori.
Oh, Tori. Yeah, well. Oh, I know you don't like Tori. Sorry. Oh, I'd have to think about that. But
All right,
Jenny's,
we'll go Pam.
yeah, Jenny's a good one. I'm gonna steal Nadine's answer again. Yeah, Jenny for sure.
I'm
And
good.
I don't.
Good.
She could have replaced anyone. I don't care.
Not Nani.
Nicole, bye.
Whatever. Nani's useless. I'm sorry, Frankie.
I do like her this season though, because she's not
what?
being her messy self.
Yeah, I agree. She's not. She's actually a voice of reason right now. So you're welcome, Frankie.
I don't really know who I would take off and put on because I've only watched like 2 seasons. So
But you
As long as Jay's
Jenny.
there, right?
exactly. Yeah, I do like Jenny. She's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
I would
You
like,
can't not like Jenny. She's so
No, like,
nice.
just knowing
So
what we
awesome.
know, like knowing that Lolo leaves, I would have replaced Jenny with Lolo. Or
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, because like, just what we know, like we know who leaves and disqualifications and
would've-
everything like that. And
I would have replaced a crack addict. I just don't like her attitude.
I would replace Joseph with myself.
You're not an option. They haven't called you.
They call me, but I
Joseph.
declined.
but hey, Joseph
Yeah,
and
okay.
Jay and who was it? Leo did put out a good video. I like that song.
I just wish it
Yeah.
wasn't so auto-tuned. Especially, I was like, Joseph has a good voice. Why is he auto-tuned?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
It was not bad though.
Check it out,
didn't
Frankie.
see
You'll
it?
like it.
No, it had a good beat. It definitely has a good beat.
Yeah,
I
it
did.
wasn't
I did like
bad.
it.
I liked
No,
it.
I would replace JoJo with Bananas or Jordan. Has to be one of them two.
I'll take Bananas.
I'd rather take Bananas than Jordan.
If I didn't see Jordan on another
Okay,
season of the
fine.
challenge,
I
I'd
will
be
replace
excited.
Joseph
Him or
with
Jack.
Jordan just because you guys hate him so much.
I don't dislike Jordan.
He's trash. He's so trash. I can't
I
stand him. I haven't liked him since the season of the
I
Real
don't
World.
dislike him.
I
don't
like
hate him.
Jordan.
I can't say that I like him all that much, but I don't hate him.
Like if I was ever on this show, you know, in my dreamland on a super fan season and he was there, I would probably get into verbal altercations with him daily.
I like
Yeah.
Jordan. I mean, I didn't like Jordan, and then I liked him.
Yeah.
And now I
He
like
got worse. Why? As a competitor,
See,
he's great.
even with like on the Real World when he got into the fight with Naya, because I like Naya, but I thought she was kind of an ass in that argument too. So, but
Yeah,
now they're
crazy.
friends. It's like,
I don't care. You can be friends all you want, and that's not even what my issue is with my biggest issue is with Jordan. I don't like the way he talks to women.
well,
I don't
that's
like it.
true.
Unless he's attracted to them, it's just like Zach. Unless he's attracted to them or like, you know, wants to hook up with them or like whatever, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. for no reason. Well, for what? You are an
Yeah.
asshole. And that's why I don't like him. I don't like people. Well, I'm a big female power type thing. So I love when Casey said that in this episode. So anytime these guys, like, that's why I don't like Zach. I don't like the way he talks to women. Like, it's unnecessary. And if it was real life and you said some of that shit to people, you would have a fist in your mouth. I'd make you eat your teeth.
Jenna likes
I would.
He likes getting peed on.
Don't get me started on that because,
Did you say someone likes to be peed on?
That's
oh
the
yeah,
hard
apparently
part.
Zach likes to pee on Jenna.
Marcus territory.
Who said that? Was it Latoya who was on a
Yep.
couple of seasons? I think when she did an interview with Mike
Mike
Lewis.
Lewis, shout out, Mike.
Yeah,
Yep, she did.
Mike Lewis, shout out. She revealed, she's like, well, one of the weirdest things I heard was that, you know, Zach likes to give golden showers to Jenna, and we were all like, what? They talked about that?
I think
You
I saw
admitted
it on the
that?
TikTok actually. It's like, what's the video that lives in your head rent free? And it's like Latoya. Jenna likes to pee on Zach, or Zach likes to pee on Jenna.
That is so
What?
funny. I
We
love
should probably
that.
edit all of this.
No, it's all staying in.
Oh my god.
I mean, but who doesn't like to get peed on? I'm just kidding.
Me,
Just kidding.
So we know what Frankie likes to do in
definitely,
his private
I
time.
don't. Well, maybe if you get Devin drunk enough, he might do that for you.
I don't think I'd like that.
Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, Joe, we need you back. Control these people.
This has gone off the rails, man.
You got another question?
Okay. What are some double agent teams you would add to the roster we got this season if you could add any?
Oh,
Like
Don't do
who's
like the
on there
quiet.
that you would make a team? Or if you would add
Who
people.
isn't on there that you would make a team?
Wait, who's on there that we would make a team out of?
Whoever isn't on this season, who would you add on there as a team?
Okay.
Bananas and Jenny.
But I was gonna say Bananas and Jenny, I
That would
think
be
would be a
one.
strong team.
super strong.
Yeah.
Tara and Cook is mine. Oh wait,
Cara
I
and Polly.
Fuck. Well, no.
I would not want Cara and Polly paired together.
No,
Yeah,
I think
not together.
Tara and Theo. They were really good partners.
Ooh, good. That was a good one.
Or even Cara and Joss would be a good one if Joss came back,
I do like
because he's strong and he would listen to her.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
And
like
if she drowns in the water, he can carry her.
he's like cardboard to me. He's just
Furniture.
Yeah, but he is strong cardboard. He has shown those are not popcorn muscles.
he is. That's true.
Fast runner.
Yeah.
mine would be Theo and Devon.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I think that'd be so
Interesting.
good. That'd be good. Don't even.
I think he would
sit
get on
there
her
and-
nerves after a while. Though.
I-
Maybe not like bear level
I
annoying, but he would get on her
love
nerves.
her
But
attitude.
okay, if she could handle Bear, she could literally handle anyone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she could. Absolutely, she could handle Theo. I just think he'd get
I
on her
could
nerves
handle
after-
Theo.
Oh yes, Tia and Theo. That's the real toxic tea we want to see.
Did you spit that
Theo
out?
and Tia.
I
a
was
real
not
toxic
expecting
tea.
that. Sorry.
She's gonna climb him like a tree.
Oh my god.
The
I
tree
would
that
drink
he
his
is.
bathwater.
50 Shades of Grey.
Okay. Anybody else have an answer? Let Caitlin do the last question before we get too crazy.
Okay. The last one is for the challenges and brawls. Is there anything that you would change in the ruling to make it more competitive or leave it the same?
And
first- Challenge, would you change it or leave the rules the same?
wait, repeat it.
Okay, for the challenges and hall brawls, is there anything that you would change in the ruling to make it more competitive or leave it the same?
So I know what you're asking. The only thing I would change about things like the hall brawl is this could get bad if they did it this way, but I do honestly think there is a huge risk when you put people of two vastly different sizes against each other in that kind of elimination. I think there should be a bit of an equalizing limit. So like Fessy going against a Nelson, I mean, it's a huge disadvantage. That's honestly probably the only thing I would change. And I don't like eliminations that are a game of chance. I maybe people see it as an equalizer. I don't. I think it's literally luck of the draw, and that's the shittiest way to go home. And that's just me. That's what I would change.
So
Caitlin,
not counting
Can you-
trivia, like, because that's
No, I mean like a game of chance, like again,
Barbara.
we saw last season. No, like we saw last season when like Ashley was against D, and it just so happened that D got the
Gotcha.
pieces she needed from the correct pots before Ashley found, like in the battery thing, like
yeah.
bananas.
I see
Those
what
ones I don't like. Things like trivia is kind of what I see as like a puzzle type of equalizer elimination.
Caitlin, can you say who that question's from so we give him a shout out?
Oh, Corrington asked that one.
Oh, okay. Quarantine.
And then did I say Therian asked the other one?
No.
Therian asked the last one, and this one's from Corrington.
All right. Shout
I'm
out
gonna
to-
need the questions ahead of time so I can think of good answers.
Me too. In Hall Brawls, though, the last few seasons, they've only been one round. Or have they been more than one?
No,
More than
it's the best of three. So
Best of three? Okay.
you have to win 2 out of 3 to win. Mm-hmm.
There was like that variation of the Hall Brawl. Was it with Kyle and Theo where they had to like run through like a maze
Yeah,
type?
I like that
Oh
one.
yeah.
I like that one because it involves endurance. So maybe something.
And then I think it was
Something
in
like that.
Rivals 3. They had like a variation of Hall Brawl with the partners where like one person was blocking and the other one was trying to get around them.
Yes.
I like that one too for partners.
Like the offense and defense. Yeah. I think those
Do
are
you
good
guys-
variations.
Would you guys like it if they brought back like the fun ones, like the where they did the
Yes.
wax or whatever,
Yes. Like
or
the
the
challenges they
eating
used to do.
challenges?
Yeah, because eating challenges are a good equalizer.
Yeah.
They are great.
Well, unless you're Tony, because you know he's gonna just down everything.
Right, but Tony's an
Or-
idiot when it comes to puzzles, so there
Well,
you go.
exactly.
Wasn't CT an
He's cute to
elimination like
look
that?
at. What's that?
CT was an elimination like that way back in the day. It was like called milk and cookies.
Yes.
They like ate
Yes.
They were, like,
cookies and
smoking
drank
a
milk and then
cigarette
like
beforehand and something.
spun around in a chair.
Yes.
Oh, also on this episode, I wanted to talk about how TJ was like, what happened at the house last night was unacceptable.
Yeah, what was that
Which-
about?
I did not. I mean, I get it, but like, that's what the
Because it got physical.
challenge house was back in the day. Like,
Yeah, but because
always-
because of the huge insurance liabilities now, especially when they get too physical, that's why he gave that warning, because it did get physical. Like Josh pushing Devin and like throwing the stuff at them, and this like just he did the same thing with Tony and Camilla when I think it was Rivals 3 again. Yeah. When
I
they
think so.
when they were going back and forth and they were getting really aggressive arguments, and TJ had to warn them like, you gotta cut this out, because they knew where it was going, because it becomes an insurance liability. And as time goes on and the show gets bigger and bigger, the insurance
And
policies they have to take out is huge.
Sucks though, because I used to love it when they would show everything, the fights, the hookups, like
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah, I don't know why they're editing out all these effing hookups.
And like the Inferno, when like the Inferno was outside the house and they all just used to get drunk.
Yeah,
Just like instigate the Infernos.
there was a old season of the challenge where CT smoking a cigarette while doing the challenge
Yeah.
in the daily.
Yes. Or when Nani was when they went out for her birthday, I don't know how old she was, and she was hammered. And she's laying on the ground, like talking about she wants food or something. Do y'all remember that? Like they used to show them just get so hammered.
Yeah, they don't give them alcohol like they used to. I learned that a few seasons ago when I was like, why is their liquid green? And I learned that they put food
They
dye
diet.
in the clear alcohols to know how much they're drinking, so they
Right.
can't get, because again, due to past incidents where they got too drunk and bad things would happen that turned into
Right.
lawsuits or insurance purposes and issues. It's just, I think it's kind of like Big Brother. I know in Big Brother you used to give them copious amounts of alcohol, and now it's like a treat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which sucks. I don't know if I could live with people in a house for 3 months and you not give me any alcohol. I would smoke like a chimney. I would have lung cancer by the time I
I need to drink with you guys.
I know, and it's only an hour. Okay, anything else, guys, before we wrap it on up?
It was a great episode.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe
Oh yeah.
And Chrissy.
and Chrissy.
Hi guys.
Joe is doing work stuff, you know. Reality is a BITCH sometimes, and Chrissy is in some of her nurse training classes. But that's okay. You know, we all join when we can as each week passes. So once again, thank you guys for joining us and supporting us. Our Facebook groups are the Challenge Unbothered, Reality TV Unbothered, and our Twitter handle is @MTVsThe. That's it. And of course, we all have our own individual Instagrams, Facebooks, Twitters, all that good stuff. So we will be putting this on YouTube shortly, and join us next week as we break down the next episode on the Unbothered podcast.
And if it's cool, I would like to shout out Horror Anthem. If you guys like horror movies like I do, come check me out. It's a fun group.
Go support Tia's horror group.
Yeah.
However.
And watch next week for the challenge.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.